Welcome back, my people. And if you're new here, well, welcome to the gang. We are here to learn. So today we are going to talk about change management. Remember, we're still talking about concepts of security. And so everything that I'm saying is not really, everything that we are learning is not really connected. We're just really going through a whole bunch of concepts. So don't be confused and think, oh, how does this relate to this? They don't relate. We're talking about concepts that you will be using in your journey, in your life, at work, and anything in your career as a cybersecurity personnel. And today we are going to talk about change management, change management. And change management really is a standardized process for development. And development in this case means anything to do with computer systems. If you're implementing things, if you're implementing new apps, if you're bringing in new processes, sometimes, not sometimes, patching, new application, what else? So anything that will affect the network, anything that will affect your computer system, it has to go through change. Think about it this way. If you are, say, a developer and there is no change process in any organization, what do you think will happen? You can really bring in anything and take anything away without supervision. So this is a way to bring in some checks and balances so that in a way that the person developing the app is not the same person approving the app. There's a life cycle that goes on that maybe the business will say, we need this application in process. I mean, to help our processes. And what they will do is they will go through the approval processes. Once it's approved, they don't just still send it to developers to develop it. Now the developers are going to review it and see what systems are going to be affected, what personnel are going to be affected, what systems are actually even going away. Let's say you use maybe a whole bunch of applications to do the same things or to do various different things. Now you hear of the system called Change Healthcare. Change Healthcare is for hospitals and healthcare units that does a lot of things. So let's say you have 10 applications, but you realize that, you know what? If we sign on with Change Healthcare, we will be able to, even though it's expensive or it may be even cost effective, we will be able to get rid of all these other applications, and Change will do what 10 applications are doing. So let's go to Change. And as much and as great as Change Healthcare, which is a solution, looks, you still cannot just say, we think it will do great. The business had a meeting and we should just switch to Change. No, a lot of things go through, because now, remember, all the applications that you're using, the 10 applications that you're using, are going to go away. Not all of them are going to go away at the same time. Some of them you will still need it to use the information, to use it as a legacy system where you only refer to it when you need information. You use it for information purposes. So a lot of thinking and planning go into bringing in new application. Not only that, even removing applications. What is going to be affected? Are we going to lose data? Are we going to need to re-implement everything? Where are we going to store? Are we going to archive whatever information is stored on? What other applications are going to be affected? Even trying to, let's say you work for a bank. You need to let your customers know, if it's customer facing, that, hey, a new application is coming in. This is how you do it. Training is going on. So it takes a lot for an organization to switch to a new application or a new solution, a new system, a new network. Even when you're changing a few things on your firewall, you need to go through change management, because you cannot just change configuration without letting other people know, especially departments that are going to be affected. I will give you 2 examples from my previous roles, how change was the process of change management in these companies. So this was a company I used to work with. It's in the healthcare, and what they do is, for changes, there was a group that met once a week. Once every Thursday, they will meet for an hour. An hour is blocked for change management, but sometimes it's 15 minutes, sometimes it goes over. And what is done was, actually, I was the one running it, but a little flex over there. But anyway, so what will happen is, there were departments that were in. There were data warehouse, networking, infrastructure. There was all these other departments that will come in. A representative. They were engineering too. They were all coming. So this can be from 15 people to 200 people, depending on how many changes that need to be discussed. So when they come in, the person requesting the change or implementing the change, in charge of the change, will talk about the change. Hey, we're bringing in this new system. This is what it will do. This is our rollback. This is how we're going to implement it. Is there going to be downtimes? They are going to say, if yes, it's going to be downtimes. Once we set it up, there's going to be a 30-minute downtime. There's going to be a 3-day downtime. Oh, God, I hope not. There's going to be a 2-second downtime. No matter what it is, they will let us know, and what departments is going to affect. Once they finish, what the people on the meeting group, this was a remote position, a remote company, workers. So it was teams. But if you're in person, then you will meet in like a conference room so it's almost as if, for lack of better expression, you go to the court, you present your case, and anyone who will be affected will ask the question, concerning questions. So they ask questions like, well, did you do this and that and that? Tell me the configuration. If they are concerned, they will bring their concerns, and you, the implementer, the person in charge, the developer, will say, no, this is how we're going to resolve it. And sometimes it goes back and forth. Other times it's really heated, where other departments are like, nope, we don't need this in our environment. We don't want you to bring this in. It's going to affect us. We don't want this downtime. Then they go back and forth. Sometimes it's not resolved in one meeting. So we will continue the next meeting. If it cannot wait, because sometimes it cannot wait, then we will just say, let's run over the other changes. Whoever needs to stay can stay if you have time. Or we'll reschedule for tomorrow if it's quickly. But if it can wait till next meeting, which is once a week, remember, some people do it. Actually, everywhere I've worked is once a week. So I don't know if other people do it once every other week. For smaller scale companies, maybe. So that's change management. That's it. Every organization has a change management process where any major change in our system, in our organization, in our computers, even whether it's bringing in new solution or taking away old solution, functioning solution, it still has to go through change management, including patches. Because sometimes when you're doing patches, there's going to be downtime to major systems. So it has to go through change management, so that people are aware that a major patching session is coming in, and then they will approve. And sometimes some people will say, we want to skip this patching cycle, which is maybe once a month or once every quarter. We want to skip it now because we're in the middle, whatever reason. They present it and they say we want to skip it. And this goes through an exception process. We will talk about it later. This goes through an exception process. So when you're writing the exam or you're at your workplace and you hear change management, it simply means an approval process for any major change to be discussed. Okay, so it has to be approved. The fact that the business unit say they want you to implement a cash app doesn't mean you just, oh sure. The vice president of business said that we should, so no, it doesn't work that way. No matter the rank, when they request that something new be brought into our system, the developers will go through review all the documentation and then present it to the various stakeholders, which is all the other heads of departments. Sometimes some of the users are also brought in to kind of weigh in. So that's it. Change management is an approval process for development in any organization. And some of the developments include firewall changes and network changes, whether it's new or leaving or even tweaking a few things that will affect the entire company, legacy systems, computer applications or applications. Well, most applications are computer applications. So I hope this has made it clear enough. Yeah, and the approval process goes through you, the developer, making sure that the various departments are aware of it and they approve it. They are okay with it. We literally, in my previous company, call them by name and say, Mr. A, then they'll say, okay. Mr. B, okay. Mr. C, okay. And they all agree before the approval is given. Okay? So, I hope I have thrown or shed some light on change management. And if you have any questions, comment below. There are some smart people in this community. They will jump on it and respond, or I will respond. But please hit subscribe and let's all learn together. I'll see you in the next video.